Hello everybody, this is Vampyra. I'm back with a new video, and today is also going to be 3 short scary stories. Let us begin with a story created by Gold Palpitation 8982. My name was never recorded as the title of this story. I was supposed to check in for a routine dentist appointment. Nothing major, just a cleaning. When I got to the receptionist's desk, she smiled, asked for my name, and typed it into the computer. Then she frowned. "Sorry, what was your name again?" I repeated it. She checked again. "I'm not seeing you in the system. Are you sure you have the right date?" I pulled up the email confirmation on my phone, showing her the exact time and date. Everything matched. She looked more confused than I felt. "1 second, let me check something." She walked into the back office. A minute later, a second receptionist returned, an older woman with sharp eyes. She gave me a quick once-over and then asked for my name again. When I told her, her face went blank. "Are you sure?" she asked. I forced a laugh. "Pretty sure. I've had it my whole life." She didn't laugh. She just turned to the computer, typed something, then stiffened. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "There's no record of you. Not just for today's appointment. There's nothing under your name at all, like you've never been here before." That didn't make sense. I've been coming to this office for years. I even remember sitting in the exact waiting room chair just 6 months ago, reading some outdated magazine about celebrity divorces. I opened my wallet to show my ID just to prove I existed, but my ID was gone. So was my debit card, my insurance card, everything that had my name on it. I patted my pockets, my heart hammering now. I checked my phone again, scrolling through my contacts to find anyone who could vouch for me. The names looked unfamiliar. I clicked on my mom's contact, but instead of her name, the number was saved as unknown contact. I stared at the screen, trying to remember. Well, was that even her number? A slow chill crept up my spine. The receptionist was still looking at me, waiting. "Are you okay?" she asked. I wasn't sure how to answer because suddenly I wasn't sure of anything at all. This one I am a bit confused by. I don't understand. Alright, next one is "A noose is just a window." Mary's son Braden was an angel. He could eat his broccoli without being asked. He never forgot his pleases and his thank yous. He could win a spelling bee as easily as he could cartwheel the length of a football field. He was very talented. He was kind, which is rare for a 6th grader. Yeah, little kids are assholes. There was one thing. Braden heard voices. Just one voice, actually. He heard the voice of Mary's late husband, his dead father. She scavenged the best therapists and psychiatrists, made countless long drives to fruitless appointments. Braden received the same diagnosis from them all. He's a healthy, normal boy. So what was he hearing? Maybe she was the one who needed help. Mary would serve him breakfast, chocolate chip pancakes with real maple syrup, and ignore when Braden told her that Dad wanted to say good morning. And the drawings. Braden could draw with the skill of a collegiate art student, and the pictures were of her late husband. Him golfing, them as a family, him waving hello, looking out as if he could see you. She managed to ignore all that too, and she would regret for the rest of her life. She ignored Braden when he said Dad was teaching him a magic spell that involved a rope and knot. The basement was unfinished. 2x4s plagued where there should have been a textured ceiling. Which is where Braden managed to wrap a rope, tie a noose, and hung himself. Mary collapsed when she discovered him, made a tortured wail like every ounce of oxygen was ripped from her. She was shaking so bad it took her 3 tries to dial 911. In the days that followed, Mary learned that the human body can weep without end. Hour and even days. Oh, there's a typo. Hours and even days. She learned that she was utterly alone. And she learned that she couldn't even go near the basement door, which she always kept closed. Until one morning. One morning when she diluted her coffee with French vanilla creamer and tears, she turned to the basement door and found it open. She heard something down there. Someone. She could hear Braden's staccato laugh echoing from the basement. She tread the wooden stairs down to the concrete floor and saw the rope. When emergency services cut Braden down, they left the rope tied to the 2x4s. The rope hung still and beckoned. She grabbed the cut end and tied it 12 inches up, making a loop, and thought that loop she saw into a different world. Her husband and son were laughing on the ninth green of a country club. She could smell the grass and the cheap cologne she brought her husband for their anniversary. Brayden looked in her eyes. "Mom, we're waiting for you." Her husband blew her a kiss. Mary realized that all she wanted in the world was to be back with her family, and they were right in front of her, aching for a reunion. So everyone just killed themselves. Okay. And let's see. Final one. Disturbing an Old Man's Peace by Dark Legends Never Die. I forgot to say the previous one, but I'll say this one. I wake up at dawn, shuffle to the kitchen, and make my tea. Earl Grey, 2 sugars, the way I like it. The wind outside is sharp, rattling the windows, but the inside of my house is warm, quiet, and peaceful. I worked hard for this peace. Then the glass shatters. My fingers tighten around the cup as I go still, listening. The creak of footsteps, the low murmur of voices, unfamiliar. Too many of them. A break-in. I inhale slowly, setting the cup down with care. My first instinct is to reach for something, a knife, a hammer, anything. But I stop myself, my hands clenching into fists instead. I promise that I kick this old habit, but they don't leave. He's just some old guy, one of them says, laughing under his breath. Let's make this fun. A chair scrapes against the floor in the other room. They're making themselves comfortable. A sharp pulse of anger cuts through me, not fear, just frustration. They don't know whose house they've broken into. I press my back against the kitchen wall, listening. They move carelessly, knocking things over, their boots heavy on the wood. 4 of them, maybe in their 20s, maybe younger. They aren't professionals. They don't move like they expect a struggle. One steps into the kitchen, a man, knife in hand, scanning the room for me. He doesn't see me move until it's too late. I grab a pot from the stove and swing hard. It smashes into his skull, and he collapses, twitching on the floor. The others come running. I bolt, not because I'm scared, I just need to think. They give chase, laughing like it's all a game. My house is a maze of narrow halls and locked doors, and I know every inch of it. I lead them where I want them to go, the basement. They rush in after me. The moment the remaining 3 are inside, I step back through the doorway, and yank the heavy door shut, locking it tight. The pounding starts instantly. Screaming, cursing. They think I'm afraid, that I'm some frail old man panicking. I lean against the door, exhaling slowly. My hands are shaking. Not with fear, but with something else. I flip the light switch. The single overhead bulb flickers to life, revealing the basement in full. Hooks, chains, tools laid out in neat rows. The screaming stops. For a long moment, there's only silence from the other side of the door. Then finally, one of them whispers, "What the hell is this place?" I roll my shoulders, stepping down onto the concrete floor, my fingers brushing over the hand of an old, well-used blade. My other hand placing firmly the old mask I used to use to conceal myself on my head. I didn't want to relapse, I murmur, turning the knife in my hands. I can see the developing fear in their eyes through the one-way window. God, I missed this. Wow, that one's pretty, freaky. Well, that was the whole video. 3 scary stories. Thank you so much for watching. And just a little thing at the end, like I usually do. Like I said, this is going to be a new series. I personally like doing this. Like, it's super easy to come out with videos that like are just like reading scary stories. And you know, I've always, like, when I was growing up, I loved listening to Mr. Nightmare and like Creeps McPasta and stuff. Like, those were my favorite channels. So it's honestly pretty enjoyable for me to make this. And in addition to that, obviously, I mean, I think I have headphones that have like a mic, so I might be doing some streaming. I have to see. And no more election content, because we already know everything that there is to know, and it's no point in talking about it. Let's work towards a more positive reality instead of mentioning all the shitty stuff all the time. So thank you again for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.